And whether this place for you is seated, upright, or child's pose, withdrawing everything, or lying on your back, letting the body surrender. Allow the eyes to close, or at least set your gaze somewhere low, somewhere down, so that you can draw the senses inward into how the body is feeling today. Maybe allow the breath to deepen and broaden here. Allow yourself to just come home, whether you're finishing a long work day or have just been running around, getting a lot of things done. Coming into this practice, knowing that this is time that you have carved out just for you. And so no matter how I guide you into different shapes, you are the master of your mat. You choose when to settle and when to go deeper. And the next few breaths that you take, allow them to be very subtle, very deep, and very slow. Listen only to the sound of the breath entering the body and leaving the body. And begin to start allowing the body to ride the wave of the breath. This might bring in some gentle movements, depending on the shape that you have chosen. Let it be something in tune with you, in tune with how you move, how you breathe. And just begin to just catch the wave. If you're in child's pose, this might even feel like kind of walking the hands side to side or rocking the hips. If you are on your back, you might bend the knees and rock those side to side. Maybe if sitting up, you can take some gentle side bends, sweeping the hands up and over, or gentle neck rolls here. And if you haven't already made your way into a seat, begin to make your way there however you like. You can sit up onto your shins or cross your ankles if that feels better for you. Gather the palms together in front of your heart as you tuck your chin to your chest. Lift and lengthen the back of the neck, feeling a length in your spine. Steady the breath in for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for the same count. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale nice and slow. And exhale after you've reached the top. Take one more just like that. And then we'll begin to take the hands to the floor. Start to make your way onto hands and knees. Go ahead and tuck the toes under here. Dig all 10 fingertips into the mat. Draw the belly button in toward the spine and feel really long from the crown of your head to the tip of your tailbone. Feel the ribs begin to knit in. And we'll begin moving through our cow and our cat as you inhale. Drop the belly, lift the crown of the head and the tailbone. Look up, open the eyes. And as you exhale, begin tucking the tailbone. Draw the spine into a curve, tuck the chin. Inhale, letting the heart and the belly drop. And exhale to round. Really push harder into the hands to round, deeper into the back, drop the head. And take one more round just like this. Close your eyes now and begin moving in any intuitive way that feels good to you. Free form, organic, just kind of feeling the curves of your spine. You might even untuck the toes and feel the tops of the feet really anchor into the earth. Yeah, maybe big, gigantic circles with your hips would be nice, especially if you have tight glute medius. I tend to find that I have some tighter outside of my hips. And these big dancing lion circles feel pretty good. Awesome. Just a little bit more here. We're going to warm up the wrists. Turn the fingertips out to the side. Rock gently side to side. Don't hold your breath here. Keep that nice and steady stream. You might even continue to count. Turn the palms up toward your face, fingertips back toward your knees. You can do this one hand at a time or take it both. Just sort of allowing that to stretch all those tiny little muscles and tendons. And breathe deep, breathe into the upper back. As you exhale, come on, back palms to the earth. Take the hips forward all the way down. Open the chest, kind of a lazy cobra here. Elbows are bent. Untuck the toes. Press the tops of the feet down and squeeze your glutes. Maybe draw the chin over to the left shoulder. And then a slow swivel all the way over to the right shoulder. Nice job. Come on back to center. Press into the hands. Start to lift the hips up and back as you make your way to downward facing dog. Walking it out here. You might bend into one knee or the other, depending on how many downward facing dogs you've done yet today or this week. Yeah, take that movement around and then really allow the stillness to settle in. Allow the heels to sink toward the earth. You might even bend into the knees so that you can tip the tailbone up higher and let the weight of the head go. You might even feel like you could look straight back at your knees or even your navel, your belly button. Inhale. Open the mouth, let it go. Exhale. Inhale, come high onto the toes and start to tiptoe your feet all the way to the top of the mat. Ragdoll when you get there. Feet can be hip distance or wider. Grab hold of opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Again, just letting that head be super heavy. Coming back into that 4-count breath. You might even feel a little bit of heat building in your belly here. So that Ujjayi pranayama may be coming through with a gentle constriction in the back of your throat. Release your fingertips to the earth and heel toe the feet together so that your toes touch. On your next breath in, lift and lengthen the spine, flat back. Fingertips can come to your shins or your thighs. Lift out through the crown of the head. Draw the belly button in toward the spine. Inhale. Exhale, soften the knees and fold over. Take 2 more just like that. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. And exhale, bow and surrender. Again, inhale. And as you exhale again, just rolling over. Bend deeply into the knees as you roll yourself all the way up to stand. Squeeze the legs, the glutes. Take the hands up overhead, palms touch. Look up toward your thumbs. And as you take your next exhale, slowly let that midline draw all the way down, thumbs to the heart, staring straight ahead. Full body breath here, anchoring your heels, the balls of your feet into the earth, and then lifting the crown up toward the sky. Pressing right and left palm equally together. Feel the shoulders roll up, back, and down a couple of times. And then release the hands all the way down by your sides. Full inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, arms to the sky. Look up between the palms. Exhale, fold as you soften the knees. Take it all the way to the earth. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine very long. And exhale, plant the hands. Step the left foot back and lower the left knee. Go ahead and untuck your left toes as you reach those fingertips forward. Feel the shoulders roll back. A lot of weight feels like you're kind of dumping a lot on that front thigh. See if you can scoop the belly off of that front thigh and then slowly rise on up. Nice low lunge. Relaxing your shoulders. Take your right hand, or rather your left wrist into your right hand. And here we'll take a big side stretch. Keep squeezing that left glute. Drop it up and over to the right. So your big stretch is on your left side. You might even shift your gaze down to the floor. A little wobbling here is okay. Press the top of your left foot into the mat. Breathe in deeply. Exhale a little bit deeper. Inhale as you reach both hands to the sky. Rock your hips back. Find that half split. You might even slide that heel forward. Breathe and lengthen the front of the chest. Letting go on the exhale. Nice job. Let's walk it forward. Let's take both hands to the inside of that right foot. So you might even heel toe it out wide. Depending on where you feel this stretch, you might want to stay right where we are. If you could try to softly open the front of the chest a little more, drop the shoulders back and away from the ears. Feel that entire back posterior chain work. So the muscles along your back and your left glute especially. You might choose to curl the back toes and lift that knee. We're going to come back here again, so there's no need to do your deepest lunge ever. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, rock the hips back. You're just sweeping that right foot back, lining the knees up. Rock the hips back to the heels. Nice long child's pose here. Take a big inhale. Feel the expansion of the back body and the side ribs. Exhale. Let it all go. Press the hands into the mat. Inhale, lift your way up. Tuck the toes under, hips to downward facing dog. Moving in grace, moving with purpose. You know exactly where you're going and how you're going to get there. Breathe it in. Exhale, letting go. Inhale high onto the toes. As you exhale, bend the knees. And then step or hop both feet to the top of your mat, folding in when you get there. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale, bow it in. Dig down through your heels, rooting to rise all the way up. Inhale. And exhale, hands to the heart. Breathe in the steady sunset. Exhale, rooting down through the heels. Inhale, hands to the sky. Look up between the palms. Exhale, hinging as you fold it over. Inhale, lengthen the spine, longest one yet. Exhale, plant the hands. This time the right foot steps back. Lower that right knee. And the same thing here. Really pressing down. Go ahead and untuck that right toes. Those right toes. Sweep the hands forward, shoulders back and away from the ears. Everything working together to then rise up. And settle in. So that left hip drawing back so that you can feel the stretch along the front of the right hip flexor. This time we're going to side bend to the left. So your left hand reaches for that right wrist. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, draw it up and over. Just spanning those ribs open. Flood them with your breath. One more breath. And come on up. Inhale. Exhale, rock those. Nope. Yeah, rock the hips back, half split. That's right. Lizard is next. Drawing the left hip back, roll the left toes up and back toward your shin. See if you can lengthen the front of your sternum a little bit. Yeah, that was a good adjustment. Breathe in. And now as we walk forward, both hands come to the inside of that left foot, heel to the foot out. And here is where you choose how deep you want to go. We will come back here later, so if you're not quite as loose as you want to be yet, don't worry. Be where you want to be here. Feel where you want to feel. See if you can keep hugging that left knee in toward the left shoulder, whether you're up on your hands or down on your elbows. And then lift the back of your heart just slightly. Yes, breathe in. And as you exhale, left knee sweeps back. One little child's pose here. Take a big, broad back stretch. And as you exhale, get heavy and soft. Inhale, lift your weight up. Tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog. Allow the body to settle in right here. Allow the fingertips to grip a little bit wider. And as you take your next breath in, come high onto the toes. Bend the knees and step forward. Float those feet all the way up. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, bow and surrender. Breathing down through your heels, rise all the way up. Stand tall, squeeze your legs. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, hands to the sky. Moving with your breath, exhale, fold forward, take it nice and slow. Inhale, lift and lengthen, use the whole breath to get there. Exhale, plant the hands, both feet step back, plank pose, hold it at the top. Everything working together here. Squeeze the legs. Don't hold your breath. And then exhale, lower yourself. You might chaturanga, you might go all the way down. Open the heart on your inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe it in at the top. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, sweep the right leg to the sky. Try to keep the hips and the shoulders square to the mat. Keep pressing evenly into both hands and then flex those right toes down toward the floor. Notice if you're still opening that hip, can you drop the front of the right hip in line with the left hip? And then lift the heel a little higher. Breathe in. Exhale, step that right foot all the way to the very top of your mat. Come all the way up, high crescent lunge. You can always drop the back heel here if you like. Relax your shoulders. We're going to find that same side bend here. So take your left hand, wrap it around your right wrist. Inhale, reach up and over. Check your balance here. Keep bending deeply into that front knee. And now we're going to side stretch to the other side. Go on, switch it up on the top. Notice the steadiness you might find on this side rather than the other side. Inhale back to center. And exhale, both hands meet the mat. This is where having a block will be handy if you would like. As you step forward onto that right leg, float the left foot up and back. So we're looking for an L shape here. Hips stay level. If you had a wall behind you, you would be able to plant your foot directly against that wall. And if you have your hands on a block, check here if you can lengthen the spine just a little bit more. Feel a little bit more ease all the way up through the neck. And if you live in a body that likes to kind of hike that left hip open to compensate, see if you can drop it down even more. Feel that the outside of the right hip working here. That's your glute medius. Last breath in here. And as you exhale, drop the left foot next to the right. Fold it in. Inhale, sink your hips down, rise up, chair pose. Hands can come to the sky, or they can be together right in front of your heart. You choose. Breathe in. Allow the body to experience the pose. Lengthen the tailbone. Soften the front of the heart. Another inhale. And as you exhale, stand up really, really tall. Hands to the heart. Breathe in. Open mouth, exhale, release the arms down on the inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, plank pose. Again, as you're setting up your plank pose, you choose if you're going to take that chaturanga or not. Don't let it define you. Breathe in, and then take your choice. Open the heart on your inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Steady on that inhale. Lengthen the spine. Open the mouth, let it all go. Left side, inhale, left heel high. And again, nothing changes in the rest of the body, just the left leg moves. Keep pressing evenly into both hands. Keep breathing, unclench your jaw, and allow the neck to be loose. Look back at that right knee. Another inhale, last one here. And exhale, left foot steps to the top of the mat. Nice and slow, sweep those hands forward to come up. Rising into your high crescent lunge. And taking your side stretches here, we're going both ways, so you choose which one comes first. Reach it up and over on one side. And then take it to the other side. On your way back to center, both hands reach the floor. Maybe they go directly to that block as that right foot comes up and back. Yeah, make all of those tiny little micro adjustments here. Allow for the spine to grow even longer, the navel to draw in. Make sure those right toes are dialed down to the floor as you lift up and out through that heel. Last inhale. Exhale, right foot next to the left. Fold it in. Inhale, rising all the way up, hands to the sky. And exhale, chair pose. You choosing your adventure, hands at the heart or hands to the sky. Take your steady inhale and exhale to be here. Nowhere else you'd rather be than sitting in your chair. Focus the mind on the body. Last breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart, stand tall. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, moving at the pace of honey, lift and lengthen. And exhale, plant the hands. We're traveling to downward facing dog in that same sun salutation, very classic. You can choose to skip any of it or all of it and meet us in your downward dog. Adding on here, still moving very slowly. Still allowing the body to experience the transition from one to the other. Steady on the inhale, breathe in. Exhale, be here. Inhale, sweep the right leg to the sky. And exhale, step it to the top of your mat. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Take the whole breath to get there. Exhale, pick your favorite side bend. Just pick one side. Inhale to center. And exhale, finding your L stand. Option to float the hands if you're feeling that warrior three here. Full breath in. Exhale to fold. Both hands and feet meet the earth. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, right leg comes up and over the left. Left arm comes over the right. So we're coming into eagle pose. Your left elbow comes on top of the right. You can have the hands wrapping around or coming all the way, wrapping all the way up. Sink the hips low. See if you can lift the chest and then slide the hips down even lower. Beautiful. As we rise up, keep the hands as they are. Lift that right knee and step that right foot to the back of the mat. We're switching to a wide-legged stance here. So all 10 toes face the same long edge of your mat. I'm just going to turn around to face you so that you don't have to look at my rear end. Arms are still here in your eagle. Take a deep breath in, lift the fingertips high. Zip up through the low belly and exhale, fold forward. Fingertips might touch the earth, they might not. Use that slow and steady breath in to rise up. Keep reaching the fingertips out. Beautiful. And now release the arms. Arms come out nice and wide. Inhale. Palms together, heels draw in, drop it on down. Feeling that warmth, I know. Breathe here, maybe a couple of big exhales out the mouth. Letting go of some of that heat. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, Ujjayi. Whatever you need here, steady the mind. Steady the breath. Be in the body. Take the arms out nice and wide, palms face down. Slowly rise up. And shift your feet to warrior two. Right toes aim to the front of the mat, left toes stay pretty much as they are. Bend into the right knee. Yes, so you're facing the back of your mat? Are you facing the back of your mat? Yeah. Rising here, be inhale. And exhale, settle in. Inhale, rise up, straighten both legs, sweep the hands up to the sky. Left hand grabs hold of that right wrist. As we take this reverse, bend into that right knee, big stretch on that right side. Nice. Inhale, come on up, big windmill, coming all the way back through center, hands out wide. Turn those left toes now, you're facing the front of your mat. Cartwheel it down. Flowing your way, meeting in downward facing dog, how you like to get there. Yeah, beautiful. Use the breath. Taking it on the left side. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it on up. Inhale, use the whole breath to sweep up. And exhale, your favorite side, bending over. Inhale to center. And exhaling, hands to the earth, or you're sweeping them back, finding that warrior three. Wherever you are here, it's okay. And exhale, both hands and feet meet the earth. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rising up, sweep those hands wide. And exhale, chair pose. Left leg, up and over. This time the right elbow stacks over the left. Sink the hips, really find that center line. Everything in this shape is about compression. So you're wrapping everything in, withdrawing everything that you can. Using the wall next to you if you like. Finding that center focus. Breathe in, keep the arms as they are. As you release, slowly step that left foot to the back and find, again, wide-legged stance here. Feet are parallel. Inhale, lift the fingertips, draw the navel in. Exhale, reach forward as you fold, as hinge at the hips. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, hands release, come on out wide. Heels come in. Let's take those hands down to the knees for this side. Take a couple of little twists. Drop that right shoulder, look up and over the left. Keep lengthening out through the whole spine. Inhale to center. And exhale, take it to the other side. Beautiful. Inhale, back to center. Rising all the way up, hands out wide. Warrior two, facing the back of your mat. So your left toes now face. Yeah. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, settle in, relax your shoulders. As you reverse, straighten that front leg. Left wrist is now held by the right hand. And then sink in, bending into that left knee. Beautiful. Release on your way up, nice and steady. Hands out wide. Hands come behind your hips now. Parallel the feet. One more fold here. If you can, clasp your hands. If not, just take your hands to your hips. And then hinge only at the hips. Fold it all the way down. Let the heart lead the way. And then let the breath guide you here. Be here. Can you squeeze the legs and actively press the feet into the mat? And then as if you could drag them toward each other. Lengthen the back and the sides of the neck. And then begin to release those fingertips to the earth. Start to walk your way back to the front of your mat. And take your plank. Maybe you take the flow. Maybe you take a child's pose. Maybe you take your down dog for 5 breaths. We'll all be somewhere that feels like a resting place. Allowing the mind to stay focused on the shape that you have chosen. Be in it. Allow it to be in you. For the last breath in, come high onto your toes. Exhale, bend the knees greatly. And then step or hop your feet to the top of your mat. Feet come together here. One more fold all the way in. Maybe you slide the hands back and place them underneath your heels. Kind of wrapping your elbows and your forearms toward each other. Your knees might even stay very bent. The trick here is to keep drawing the hips high and the nose toward your shins. Lengthen the back of your neck. Keep breathing even though it's a little tough. Notice where it feels a little tight. And then begin to release. Come into a toe stand, lift the heels, hips come down to your heels. And here your block is also a great place that could be helpful. You can put your hands on it. I actually like to, I don't know if you can see, but I actually like to place my block underneath my knees sometimes in my toe stand. Hands can be on the tops of your thighs or together in front of your heart. Find that bit of ease here. Find that steadiness. And take a slow inhale. Releasing exhale. And we're going to start to take the knees wide here. Walk the hands out in front of you. Let the hips sink back. And let the whole spine round here. Just let go of the head. Imagine you can follow the breath from the bottom, the base of your spine, all the way up and all the way down. We're coming all the way down to the hips this time. Just go ahead and grab your block, bring it with you so that you don't have to look for it later. Just place it onto the side. And you're going to start to lower all the way down to the back. Hug the knees into your chest. Take a little rock here, side to side. Allow the hips, spine, and shoulders and the head to be heavy. And really the only thing moving here is the knees, the arms. Even the muscles on your face are relaxed. Take a slow inhale. And as you exhale, let both feet come to the mat. Setting up for bridge pose. Palms lay down next to your hips. Feet are about hip distance apart. And for just a moment, slide your feet about an inch further away from your hips than you might normally set up for bridge. And feel the shoulders slide down the back. Feel the entire spine make a connection to the mat. And then from here, really draw your awareness down into the heels of your feet, press them in, and then begin to tuck the tailbone, lifting the hips here. One vertebrae at a time. Notice how it feels to have just a little bit more space. Really actively squeeze your glutes. Keep breathing here at the top. Use all that space in the throat. Soften and broaden the chest and lift the hips a little higher. Breathe it in. And exhale. Slowly, slowly, slowly come down. You might even take your hands to your hips to make sure that they're the very last thing that lands. Hug your right knee into the chest. Left knee stays bent. We'll just start to make some big circles here with that right leg, just kind of juicing up that hip joint. Extend the right heel to the sky and cross that right foot over the left thigh. So figure four is obviously what we're working in here. I'm gonna offer a few more options. Feel free to play around with them, or you can just take what you like. So the options obviously are you could stay on your back, you can take your hands behind that left thigh, or you can start to rock yourself back up to sit and slide your shins to stack over each other. So the idea is to rock up and allow yourself to fall into fire log pose, where you are stacking your shins to each other. Yeah, and if you kind of roll up and you're like, I don't really want this, I kind of want to stay on my back, please feel free, I'm not going to be offended. If you do choose to take your fire log, allow whatever is present to be present and then breathe into that space. Fingertips might even come down to the earth beside you to make sure that you are lifting and lengthening the spine. Don't hold your breath. I just realized that I promised you we would come back to lizard pose later, and we never did. So I'm sorry, but if you want to, you can do lizard pose here too. So wherever you are, whether you're still on your back, taking this figure four or fire log, find your edge here. A place where the stretch feels really good. Maybe you don't quite allow yourself to go there very often, but just allow, if it feels safe, yourself to walk that line. Trust yourself. If you're taking the fire log and you start to hinge forward, keep both hips grounded down and try not to round into your back. And start to come on up. As you start to come on back, bring the hands down. You're heel toeing that left foot over. Untangle the legs, maybe the knees rock up and over. You know, this is like my favorite hip mobility thing. You guys been coming to this class long enough already. Just allowing that fluid juice to get back into that right hip, especially for me. And then if you want to play with that rocking again, come on down to your back. We'll take one more bridge pose. Option to make it a restorative one. We're still going to have one more, so you can save that option for later if you would like. Dig down to the heels, lift the hips, roll them all the way up. You might even feel ready to grab hold of the fingertips underneath the hips. Take a deep inhale there at the top. And then slowly come on down. Hugging your left knee in this time, rocking here, just getting into the hip. Checking in, how does it feel? And then as you're ready, take the left ankle across the right knee. And again, same options apply. You don't even have to do the same thing you did on the other side. You want to rock it up, see if you can do it on one. And then walk that right foot over so that you can stack here. And maybe you just, quickly take note of the differences between this side and the other side. But there's no need to attach to them or go down that, that path of that story. Allow the body to be in the pose. Steady the breath. Steady the mind. Just being here. And for the next few breaths, maybe allowing yourself to kind of play with that edge. No forcing, no trying to, contort here. Just allowing the body to experience different sensation and seeing where it goes. Begin to come on up. Start leaning back and begin to release. And again, if you're on your back, you're still just allowing the knees to fall up and over. And before we come on back down to the back, we'll take just a little bit more of a stretch here. I'm going to just turn to face you, but you can stay facing the same way. Just come and widen the legs. Make sure that your knees and your toes are facing in the same direction. And allow the thighs and the glutes to turn on here. Allow the legs to be active. Feel the lower belly zip in and up. And then just kind of like rocking back and forth just with your pelvis, because you are activating the muscles of your legs. You might feel a little bit of a different sensation, and you might just notice that you can do something a little differently. Keep sitting up nice and tall, and the next time you lean that pelvis forward, toes and knees are still aiming up to the sky, and you might start to walk the hands forward. And you might keep up on your hands. You might come all the way down onto your belly. I don't know. Just breathe wherever you are. Stay into that shape. And allow the exhale to soften you, while the inhale lengthens you. So the best way I can describe this like leg activation as you're also leaning forward is it's like you're trying to press the back of your knees into the mat. So everything is active in the legs. Awesome. Gently rise up. Arms out wide to a T. We'll take a little helicopter, cross that right arm all the way over toward that left knee, and then lift the left hand up to the sky. Now this might be as far as you go. You might find that you can drop that right elbow down and lean up and over even more. What you want to avoid is caving the chest down. Keep lifting the heart up. So even if you just have that left hand to the sky, you're thinking about lifting the sternum and the heart. Softening the neck. Last exhale, soften as low as you can. And then use your inhale, coming all the way up. And we'll switch sides. Left hand comes across. Right hand up and over. The sun is surely setting here. Maybe you have a window you can see out of too. Breathe in for length. And let that exhale draw you a little deeper. And come all the way up. And as you start to release, just kind of bring those legs together. You can use your hands to get them there. And shake them out. Little massage of the legs, take your hands, shaking them out, especially like that outer hip if you want to kind of get some good squeezes in there. We'll take one forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Breathing in. Exhale to soften. And then from here, we're coming all the way down to the back. Come as you like. Just kind of sliding your way up and then rolling on down. Take those hands up overhead. Reach the body and stretch it as long as you can. Squeeze the legs. Begin to bend into the knees. One last bridge pose. This one I'll offer is restorative option. You can take your block and place it underneath your hips. You want it to be on the flattest part of the back of your pelvis. And then just allow the hips to get super heavy here. They feel so stable. They feel so stable that like somebody could come over and like do a handstand on your hips and you wouldn't even move. And you can keep the feet planted and feel just this extra grounding here. Letting the arms come down by your sides. If you want a little bit of a stretch along the front of your hip flexors, start to extend one or both legs nice and long. And you might find that you do that, and if you get a kind of a slight pinch in your low back, that may just be that you can do one leg at a time. You might even could just readjust your block, taking it lower or higher to play around there. Pick the one that makes the most sense to you. And then slowly begin to make your way through. Send the feet up to the sky, waterfall pose. Again, just allowing this gentle inversion to use the gravity to reverse blood flow out of your legs, draining lymph. And you might begin to allow the body to find ease, more ease. Whether you even allow the eyes to close or not is up to you. Maybe you're pointing and flexing the feet or kind of spreading the toes. Allow yourself to be here. The weight of the legs, the weight of the bones settling on the hips resting on the block rooted to the earth. And the chest just allowing this softness, the breath rising and falling. Take your last 3 or so rounds of breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly let the knees bend, drawing them into the chest, bringing the feet back to the earth. Allow the hips to press them up, remove the block from underneath. Hug the knees into the chest. What feels right to you here? Is it happy baby? Is it shoulder stand or plow even? Move into what your body knows. And begin to hug your knees into your chest. One final twist before Shavasana. Hug your right knee into your chest and let the left leg go long. Start to guide the right knee over the body and to stack the hips onto your left side. Let the right arm extend away from the heart. Breathe in. Exhale to be here. When it's time for you to release the pose, draw the chin to center, the knees to center, and switch it out as you hug the left knee in and extend the right leg long. Use that exhale to guide that left knee across the body, wrapping everything up. Reaching your left arm away from the heart and breathe in. Exhale to be. As it's time to release this side, chin to center, knees to center. Hug everything in. Lift your shoulders and your head off the mat and draw the nose in between your knees. See if you can kiss your knees. Thank you, knees. Last big self-hug here. Breathe in deeply. And as you exhale, take up as much space as you can. Legs extend long. Each foot has its own corner of the mat. The palms lift up to the sky. The head rocks gently from side to side so that the neck can find its own natural traction. Breathe in full body, yes. Breathe out, letting go. Softening the eyes as you close the eyelids. Softening the brow, the space between them. Allowing the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. Feeling the space around the ears relax. The sides of the neck long. The front of the throat and the sternum feeling full of space and breath. The ribs naturally expanding and contracting as the diaphragm moves up and down with your breath. The arms, the hands, the fingers, soft and easy. Hips heavy and warm. Both legs heavy, dense. The feet fall away from each other. And the soles of the feet feel light. Feel the whole body breathing in softness. The whole body breathing out heavy. Breathing in light. Breathing out shadow. Begin to deepen your breath. Begin to allow the body to breathe in new light. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe even rock the head side to side. Start to bring yourself back gently and slowly. And take as long as you need to begin curling the body over onto your favorite side. Pausing there in gratitude and in grace for exactly where you are right now. For everywhere that you have ever been, and how each moment has led you to here, good, bad, or indifferent. And then start to press your way up into a comfortable seat. You can keep your eyes closed if that feels better for you. Take a deep, full breath in, expand the ribs and the lungs and the chest. And open the mouth, let out a big exhale to let it go. Gather the palms together in front of your heart, bowing your chin to your chest, honoring the light deep within you, the light that is in me and in every other living thing too. May it continue to bless and multiply all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive, so that we may better serve the all, the collective. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. My light bows to yours. Thank you.